It's July 3rd, and I thought I'd do an update here of what's going on. Okay, here's one of our entrances here. We've come up quite a ways, actually. I've gone and framed all the openings in. I have these set up so I can have easy passage. So, just to make it easier, I can just easily take these down. At this point, we're at approximately 8 feet, all the way around almost. So you can see again all the windows and doors are framed in. We finally reached a point where ladders weren't working anymore and we had to break down and get some scaffolding. I got these out of outfit out of Long Beach, California. These three will stack up and give us 18 feet. There's also some additional outriggers for the wheels when it gets up higher, as well as a nifty little guardrail. $660 shipped. I don't think it's too bad. We'll obviously use that all through the project, even when it comes to the roof and finishing the walls and all that. The walls right now are poured right up to the top of the sills. We decided to use what we had to work with. We mixed concrete with a cement mixer. I ordered up 6 pallets. I figured somewhere between 5.5. Be on the safe side, I ordered 6 pallets. And we actually mixed them in the cement mixer and poured it by hand into the walls. It took about 2 or 3 days to pour. We used some walls, we used the tractor and poured the cement directly into the bucket, lifted the bucket up into the walls, and then used a nifty little rubber bucket or shovels, whichever was more appropriate, and scooped it out and dumped it down the walls. In certain cases, we had to use wheelbarrow, such as this wall here, which I now regret not pouring before we did the other walls, because it would have been easier to bring the tractor in here and fill the walls. But a couple friends came to visit, and we just formed a bucket brigade and spent 2 days, not entire days, but we took 2 days to fill the rest of these walls here, doing a bucket brigade. Yesterday I had to trim my roof detail up here in order to bring it back just a little bit. It was overhanging a bit too much and the walls were going to get in the way, so I trimmed that up yesterday, and now the walls can continue to go up. At this point, we're down to 6 pallets of material, and being is that now that the doors and windows are covered, it's going to be a continuous course of blocks, and it takes approximately 1 pallet of blocks to do a full course around the building. So essentially we can go up 6 more blocks. This is a window detail. This is how I'm enclosing the tops and making a header. That's a series of 2 pieces of rebar running in there and then back down. The next block will cover that, so once that's filled, it'll just be a solid bar of concrete and rebar in that joint. Just do a quick walk around the outside for you. The corners, they suggested using some kind of a staple that stamps in from side to side, and I just went and used a little bit of some baling wire and twisted it, ran it through, used some of this cardboard as a support, and that plus the foam was good enough to hold the corners together when we poured them. I've decided to probably go with TJIs for the roof again. Oops, let me move a little bit, sorry. My estimation is there's going to be, again, I discussed this before, but there's going to be a board that's going to run roughly approximately right above this door all the way across. I call it a ledger, and then that will carry the beams, of course, over to this wall where they will rest inside the wall. Originally on the first building, we took the TJIs and I guess you call it a cantilever and placed them all the way through the walls, and then I closed them in using plywood, and made for 5 separate pieces for each beam, and there's 26 ends all together. And that was just way too much work, a little bit way too much maintenance. It looks pretty nice, but again, just way too much work and maintenance. So these next beams will just be set in the wall and you won't even see them. So far, we've used 5 pallets of cement, which equates to 5 yards, to fill these walls. So I've got an extra pallet from my figurings, but I always figure a little long for any project I do. So at this point, it's time to stack up some more block and get ready to start the preparations for the roofing and beam details. We're moving kind of slow these days, only because the weather is kind of warm, and we only got a few hours. We'll work in the morning when we feel like it. We're in no rush here. It'll get done eventually. So anyways, that's where we're at, and I hope you enjoyed this update. Take care.